Hey everyone, Golden Ninja 3000 here again. Today I'm taking a look at LEGO Marvel set number 76316 Fantastic Four vs. Galactus construction figure. This set has 427 pieces, 4 exclusive minifigures, and it retails for $60 US. This is our very first LEGO Galactus, and I think he looks drop dead gorgeous. I cannot wait to talk about this build. It's also the very first time we are getting any Fantastic Four minifigures in LEGO form, except for Doctor Doom, who came in one random Spider-Man set like 11 years ago. But before we get into it, I do want to remind everyone that I am an employee of the LEGO Group. However, all opinions expressed in these videos are my own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the LEGO Group, and LEGO is a registered trademark of the LEGO Group of companies, which does not sponsor, authorize, or endorse this site. Here are the Fantastic Four minifigures. From left to right, we have Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, Human Torch, and The Thing. Now, a lot of people have been complaining about these minifigures, and while I think that some of the criticism is justified, all in all, I think that they're pretty decent minifigures. I think Invisible Woman is probably the best here. That hairpiece kind of works for her. I think the face print is okay. It would obviously be great if she wasn't reusing like the Black Widow face print, but she still looks good, and I like the little invisible force field pieces. Human Torch has the power blasts, which I love, and I think that the hair, honestly, the hair actually, I guess, isn't accurate for how he looks in the movie, because his hair in the movie is pretty flat, but I like this look for Johnny in general. It's just the face print that is a little bit off, and I think the same for Mr. Fantastic. It does not look like Pedro Pascal. It honestly looks too young to me. Like, to me, that kind of looks like the face print of like a 20-year-old and not like a 45-year-old dad. Mr. Fantastic is the only one with a unique torso print because he has like a blue collar while everyone else has a white collar. I think these figures are missing some detail. I think they needed a little bit of arm printing to represent the white patches on their sleeves. And I also really think they needed dual molded legs. I think the lack of dual molded legs is kind of a glaring omission here because the colors don't exist in any other set for you to actually give them dual molded legs. Mr. Fantastic's power representation is not the best. He really needed that stretchy arm torso that's been given to Miss Marvel and Elastigirl in the past. And that piece is coming back this summer for the One Piece sets, so I don't know why it wasn't used here, because the One Piece sets come out in less than a month at this point. And then a lot of people have been saying that the Thing needed something special. I don't really agree. I definitely think he should be minifigure sized. He is not very large in the new movie. He is bigger than a regular human, but he's not much taller than one. So I don't think that he needed a big fig by any stretch of the imagination. He does have a unique mold for his head to kind of make it look a little bit bigger. And then he has these enlarged fists. Yeah, I think it's a little bit strange for him to have big hands and a big head on a regular body. Some kind of like mid-size new torso mold that fits with standard legs. Like that would have been fantastic. Pun not intended. But I do like the fists. Like they are comically oversized, but like that's a classic Thing toy, you know, like having like the big rubber fists like you do for the Hulk. So I kind of like that he has them here because, I mean, this is a toy. So I like that it almost mimics like the real life version of the toy. And he does get an alternate face and obviously has a unique face print. And for that matter, so does Mr. Fantastic. These guys have angry, or actually he has a scared alternate face and she has an angry alternate face. We've seen those a million times before. I don't like that Mr. Fantastic just has two smiles. I really wish he had one determined expression or like a slightly angry one, because Pedro Pascal looks pretty serious in the movie, and I don't think this minifigure really reflects that. I think this Galactus construction figure looks gorgeous. This is hands down the best LEGO construction figure to date, and I do think the color scheme and overall design is a big part of that. Like, he just pops. He looks gorgeous on a shelf. This dark blue and I'm gonna say magenta color scheme, I don't know what the official LEGO color name is, but it looks gorgeous. I really think that Galactus looks incredible, and I love all of the armor detail he has. So starting from the feet, something that I like that's been included here is that he has exposed studs on the top of his feet so that you can pose the minifigures there like they're fighting him. I guess I should turn him around for that. But I like that it offers you that posing option. And if you don't like this, you could easily just find like a 1x2 tile or like one of these cheese slopes and cover those exposed studs up to kind of smooth off his feet. But I think the shape of his feet look decent. They're a little bit flat, but I really like the lower part of his legs with these double cheese slope pieces. And then I like the little flaps he has for his like knee joints, I guess, like to allow more movement in his legs. Those look really nice. And of course, like any good construction figure, he has a ton of articulation. He also has a skirt. I think he is the first construction figure to have this kind of like skirt style design. He has, I guess it's not like really a skirt. It's like, it's kind of like what, not what Wonder Woman has, but I guess, well, kind of what Wonder Woman has, you know, like the skirt type armor. And I think that that looks really nice. You will have to move it out of the way if you want him to have more range of motion in his legs. But I kind of want to just keep it flat because this thing looks really nice. Unfortunately, it does use an obscene number of stickers, way too many stickers. All of these pieces really needed to be printed, especially these windshields. Each of these windshield pieces has one sticker on either side and then one sticker on top. So that's 3 stickers. And this minifigure is heavily, or not minifigure, this construction figure is heavily reliant on the visual impact of the skirt. Like, that's a lot of his impact besides the helmet. And so I really think these pieces needed to be printed, especially given the cost of this set. However, moving up his body, I like that you have a little bit of brick-built detailing here. Like, this is accurate to how he looks in the movie. He does have upper waist articulation. I think this is a little bit awkward. Like, the articulation is quite high up. He's basically rotating like above the belly button is what it feels like. So ideally the articulation would be where the skirt is, but I'm sure that would have been too difficult to achieve at this kind of scale. And then the arms are pretty much what you would expect. There are a couple of stickers here. He's got elbow joints. I really like these fingers. I far prefer Exoforce arm pieces to be used as fingers instead of some of the newer style pieces we're seeing now. So I like that a lot. And again, he's got plenty of articulation. And I also like that he has an exposed stud there so that you can pose minifigures like they're fighting him or like he's grabbing them. And you don't even have to put them on the stud because he can just grab them naturally. There's one more stickered piece for his chest, and then he's got some brick-built shoulder pad details. I really love his face print. That is a print, and it looks fantastic. His helmet is built pretty nicely. There's a little bit of dark red mixed in. I don't know if he's going to have dark red on his costume in the movie, or if that's just because not all of these parts could be recolored into this dark pink color, but it blends pretty well. And you do have to like adjust like the corners of his helmet a bit because they can unfold, but it looks really good when all is said and done. He's very comics accurate, the design in the movie, and I think he's been captured in LEGO construction figure form beautifully. Yeah, it would have been great to get an upscaled minifigure of this instead of a construction figure, but I quite like the construction figures in general, especially when they're used for big characters like this. I also like that at the back he has a little posing piece, so you can actually attach these little flame pieces to Johnny, and then have him flying up here. And I guess you could do that with Sue as well, because I think Sue can fly in the comics. But I like that you have like kind of that display option because it makes it more dynamic, and I think it just looks really good. You can have him try to like grab Johnny from behind. And I think there's just a lot of fun poses you can get with a construction figure that you couldn't with an upscaled minifigure. That being said, I want an upscaled minifigure of Galactus. An upscaled minifigure would be like a dream come true. It would be glorious. It would be beautiful. So while I really like this construction figure, I hope that this is not the last LEGO Galactus we see and that we get more versions of him in the future. Because even a standard minifigure version of him would be amazing. All that being said, I do think that this is the largest Marvel construction figure to date. And he is a little bit heavy. Like, I think a little bit more friction at his ankles would have gone a long way. Because he does want to fall over a little bit when you're posing him sometimes. And while I really, really love this build, like, I do think that this is the best Marvel construction figure, it is very overpriced. This is a $60 set. That is a lot of money, considering that most other LEGO construction figures are $30 to $35. And he doesn't have that many more pieces than them. And again, bear in mind, he has so many stickers. I think that this would be a good $60 set if everything here was printed, like if all of those pieces were printed, if the minifigures came with arm printing, dual molding, a new face for Sue and Johnny, and yeah, some kind of special minifigure, you know? A fully flamed up Johnny would be great. A partially invisible Sue would be great. So I think to justify the cost of this set, you really need like new printing, you need dual molded legs, you need a stretchy torso, I would take two minifigures of Johnny, honestly, like a standard one and then a flame on version. Some kind of larger torso mold for the Thing, and then Herbie, because I think Herbie and I guess Franklin Richards are the only main characters missing from this set. That's a lot of changes, and I think it would only like really be worth the price if you made all those changes. So while I think that this is an absolutely incredible set, and I think it's one of the strongest Marvel sets this year, in fact, because that build just looks so good and it was so fun to put together, I do feel like you should wait for a sale to get it because the minifigures just aren't really where you want them to be, considering they're the first time we're seeing the Fantastic Four in LEGO form. But let me know what you guys think about this set in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well, and check out my website, goldenninja3000.com, and I'll see you guys in more videos soon. Bye for now.